As a Hyperion user, you use dimensions to identify and roll up your analytical or transactional data all the time. This metadata, sometimes called master data, other times called reference data, symbolizes the points of consolidation. These are things such as the chart of accounts, organizational cost center structures, legal entity or ownership hierarchies, and product hierarchies. Now, there are challenges in working with this data when you have a large global organization. You need to maintain consistency across all these dimensions, across levels, across time periods, and also across applications. And the reason why you need to maintain consistency is because you can't just have one single uniform standard for reporting. And that's because your business is so diverse. So if you think about that problem, think about the global organization. You'll need to manage different regulatory regimes, such as IFRS or GAAP. Or if you have a lot of different business units, you need to contend with the different business models of each one of your subsidiaries. This means different dimensions at different levels in the organization. You need a solution that balances the need for that local and global control. If you think about applications, if you're a user of the other Hyperion EPM applications such as Essbase or Planning, you need some mechanism for maintaining consistency across these apps. So that means when you set up a hierarchy inside HFM, that Essbase is doing its analytics on that hierarchy, and that Planning is reporting across or designing futures across that particular hierarchy. So you need some mechanism for dealing with that consistency, and it needs to be better than just manually copying and updating dimensions between each app. Finally, when you think about a lot of big corporations, and places like yours probably, there's a lot of inconsistency across time, and that inconsistency is generated because people are constantly moving cost centers and revenue centers in and out of different divisions. So you'll need some kind of mechanism to make sure that you have that level of consistency across time periods, and not just the past, but also the future, because you want to understand not only how things were, but also how things will be. So if you break it down, dealing with dimensions is more than just sharing data. You need to maintain consistency across levels because, you need to have some kind of mechanism to control things at the corporate level, but also at the divisional level because those guys need to manage their business. You want to avoid inconsistency across applications. And finally, you want to deal with, inconsistency or maintaining consistency across time periods. Whatever platform you choose needs to meet the needs of your Hyperion stakeholders. And that's the administrators, the finance and accounting users, and the business users. For the administrators, you're going to want to find something that's going to cut back on the amount of manual effort. You're going to cut back on manual effort because that cuts down on the errors introduced by manual processing and reduces the overall time and money expended on after-the-fact reconciliation. For your finance and accounting users, you want to find something that provides superior hierarchy management and versioning features. These individuals need to access past, present, and future versions of these dimensions. And with a good tool that has good version control features, you can do so. Finally, for your business users throughout the organization, you're going to want to find something that can integrate into web portals like SharePoint. So this way you can disseminate this hierarchical information to the users that need to have it. Helping you meet the needs of your Hyperion stakeholders and maintain dimensional control is the purpose of our solution, MDM for Oracle Hyperion EPM. With MDM for Hyperion, you import your dimensions from HFM, Essbase, Planning, or other systems record like ERP. You use the features of our solution to keep your dimensions in sync, and then you publish that information back into HFM, Essbase, or Planning. This means you move to a model in which you update and maintain the dimensions for Hyperion in MDM, and then you publish those changes back out. In this way, you take advantage of the governance, security, and auditing that MDM has to offer. Everything you need to manage your dimensions is built into our solution. That includes the ability to import and export information back and forth between the Hyperion applications, import and export to other applications like Excel. We've got built-in components that match HFM, Essbase, and Planning, in addition to hierarchy management features that allow you to manage every hierarchy visually and also make consistency across hierarchies without duplication. You have the ability to get full history of your data, roll back to past versions, compare what changed between versions. This is especially useful when you're working with different versions or future versions. Finally, you have the ability to set permissions at the field level for any object within the system, as well as establish workflows for change management and approval. Unlike some vendors who, seem to enjoy making things complicated, we've decided to bundle everything you need to support your Oracle Hyperion instances in one box. So our MDM for Hyperion includes both the EBX5 master data management software and the add-on that provides the built-in components and the import-export routines that support Oracle Hyperion EPM. For more information, please visit our website at www.orchestranetworks.com/Hyperion. Thanks and have a great day.